Ramokgopa says the legislation has been categorized as a priority that government would like to see approved before the conclusion of the 6th administration. He says the primary intervention the bill introduces is to ensure that it becomes easier to produce and sell electricity in the country. It does this by the establishment of the transmission systems operator wholly owned by Eskom, called the National Transmission Company of South Africa.
It ensures that all electricity producers are treated equally and fairly and are allowed access to the national grid on a non-discriminatory basis. So they are not going to discriminate. When you are ready, you want to evacuate the electrons, we have introduced a platform that makes it possible for you to do that. So on a non-discriminatory basis. And then the second one is that it enables a market platform through which electricity can be bought and sold by multiple players. So essentially, in addition to a non-discriminatory approach, it democratizes the space. So we are able to ensure that there's multiple sources that can generate, there's multiple buyers, and they are going to go through this platform to be able to procure that electricity.
Analysts say the benefits for the economy and the consumers will be lower electricity prices in the long run. This would be as a result of the introduction of competition by introducing multiple players and moving away from an Eskom monopoly. The move will also increase the reliability of supply and offer choices to electricity users.
Because infrastructure is a long-term in terms of seeing the impacts, the decisions have to be made now, but the impacts will be in the future. One of the key critical elements that this institution will have is that it will provide transmission infrastructure to enable those generators to be able to bring in capacity. So its success will strengthen the involvement of the private sector. But as I say, I don't see it having an impact in the short term. In fact, it will have a transitional period of exactly 5 years. That's what is anticipated. Thereafter, there are still reforms that could be enacted depending on how the whole transition process takes place.
The Electricity Regulation Amendment Bill will go before the National Council of Provinces, where, if approved, it can be signed into law by the President. Gloria Sefakomosi, SABC News, Johannesburg.